Okay guys, so here is the knife again. I'm going through the process of running a series of files over it to clean up the blade. Right now, let's see, there's quite a bit of glare. There we go, that's a little bit better. You can see this edge here, the cutting edge where I've been working. That's getting pretty clean. There's some little rough pits here and there where the hammer blow wasn't exactly straight on. So I'm just going through and filing that smooth. The back edge of the blade here I haven't really touched yet. The other side I haven't touched yet either, but right now I'm just going through and doing the rough file work. Probably take it from this file here down to, let's see, where did they go? Oops. There's one of the smaller needle files I use, and then a even smaller one. And the smaller you go, obviously, the finer the work. Once I do that, I'll probably take it through a like an 80 grit sandpaper, and I'll go from the 80 all the way up to a probably take it to a 220 for now, and that'll give it a nice smooth finish on it. I actually did the same thing with this knife here. This is at a 220 right now, and it hasn't been heat treated or not heat treated, hardened and tempered yet, but because I still have to do the work on I gotta drill holes for the rivets to hold the wood scales and the other top and bottom metal pieces here to border the scales. I still have to do the rivets for those, so this is still nice and soft to work. Don't know how well you guys can see it, but in the back, or in the spine here, I filed in a vine pattern, trying to get it to reflect good. That's pretty decent. You can get an idea of what it looks like. But yeah, so how this blade is here is how I'm gonna want this blade before I go ahead and do the hardening and the tempering. So gotta keep going through with the files on this, and then I'll go ahead and turn the camera back on once I have this done with the files, and then I'll start working on the sandpaper portion. Okay guys, I've gotten a little bit farther with the knife. As you can see, actually I don't know how well you can see with the glare there, but I've gotten most of the really rough spots out of the cutting edge. There's still a few nicks and pits in it, like right there. I'm trying to get this to focus on it. There we go. So there's one there, there's one there. There's a couple of small ones like there and there. But for the most part, the blade itself, like the cutting edge wise, is nice and smooth now. I did go ahead and run sandpaper up through 1000 grit, and then I hit it with this fine steel wool here, and that actually, I don't know how well you guys can see it, but it's got like it's a near mirror finish on it. It's pretty close. It's about as close as I can get it without a buffing wheel. So just figured I'd show you guys, how it can look if you, go ahead and take your time and polish it up. Now there are still, and let me see if I can get it to focus close again. There are still scratches and stuff in the blade. I'm sure you guys can see the little lines in that. Normally, if I'm polishing the blade up all the way, like this, I would make sure to get all of those out before I step up to the next grid of sandpaper. That way it gives it it looks near flawless. I'm sure there will still be a few little scratches here and there, but for the most part there won't be any scratches in there at all if you go ahead and take your time with it. So, I'm going to keep going with the files and that and get the whole blade cleaned up. So, yeah. Okay, guys, so, as you know, I've been cleaning up this knife I've been working on here. Haven't touched this side yet at all, but this side, this is just rough up to my finest file here, which is this little guy here. It's just a little needle file. But, oh jeez, glare on that is kind of ridiculous, but well, this is what I've got so far. So you can see the line where the bevel is, all the way up to the point. When you're looking at it, you can see, let's see, I don't know how well you guys will be able to see it or not, but it's got a distal taper coming to the point. Other than that, I mean, I still have some work to do here because I don't know how far up that bolster is going to cover. So I'm going to go down to about here, make sure that's nice and clean, just in case. So the next step with this is going to be to go ahead and do the sandpaper work on it, on this side at least. On the other side, I still have to go through first with this this big rasp here. It's a single cut file, so it does a very good job of shaving off the metal. And I go ahead and I hit it with this file here. It's another single cut, but it's a little bit finer. And then the two smaller files I have here, they're this one is single cut, and I think the smaller one might be too. Yeah. So all the files I'm using on it right now are single cut. After that, I'll go ahead and this is the 80 grit that I start with, and go up through 1000 grit. Now, what I'm doing to file these down is it's called draw filing. What you do is you lay the file. Well, you gotta clamp the file in the vise, but what you do is you'll lay the file flat on the blade like that. Flat, for the non-beveled part, and then on a slight angle, following the hammered-in bevel. That way you're not, cutting your own bevel. You're just reinforcing the one that's already there. And basically, what you do is grip both sides, and then you cut with the forward stroke, and then you bring it back, and you cut with the forward stroke, and you just do that over and over and over again through all the different files and up through the different grades of sandpaper. And after you hit 1000 grit, what I do is here's a bit of rough steel wool that I'll go ahead and go over the blade with, and then I hit it with this fine steel wool here, and that gives it a near mirror finish. It's as close to a mirror finish as I can get without an actual buffing wheel, which hopefully I'll be able to get my hands on in the near future, so I can, I'd really like to do the mirror finish on this knife here. So yeah, that's how far I've gotten so far. I'll probably go ahead and set the camera up and show you guys how I'm actually filing this rather than, just illustrating it. I'll show you the actual process. So yeah, I'll go ahead and set that up and get started. Okay, so this is basically how I do the filing on it. So, in this side of the blade I have pretty much done file-wise. Here I haven't touched the bevels very much yet. I rounded the corners off a little bit so it wasn't, they had some burrs on it, so I rounded those off. And up here is where I'm working now. I got all the pits and stuff out of here, and I'm now working over here trying to get these pits out too. So, yeah. Okay, so it's been about 10 minutes working on this, and so you can see all the pits and stuff are gone. So that's nice and smooth now. Now I'm going to go ahead and work on the bevel down here. So go ahead and do that and then show you guys what I have. Okay, so I've got the rough filing done on both sides. This side you can't see the bevel as clearly as you can on this side, but you know, that's the nature of hammering in the bevels rather than, you know, cutting them in. But you can see it's got the nice distal taper to it. Comes down to that nice point, and it's got very slight drop point on it. So I'm gonna take this up to about 220 grit sandpaper. Right now I'm just at the rough file. I haven't hit it with any sandpaper yet, so I'm gonna take it up to the 220, and then once that's done I will go ahead and start the hardening process. I think what I'm gonna do is split that into a separate part than cleaning the blade up, so I'll probably take one more video of it finished up with the sandpaper at this stage, and then go ahead and end it at that video there as part 2, and then part 3 will be the hardening tempering process. And I'm not sure if I'm gonna do the wooden handle. I actually found a piece that I'm gonna use for the handle. If I can find where I put, here it is. So this is the piece that I'm going to be using for the handle on this. It's much nicer than the other pieces that I had out in the shop. So I want to say this is oak. I could be wrong, but it's nice and solid. It's been dried out for quite some time, so it should be pretty easy to work with. But I think I'll do that. I might do that with the hardening and tempering process. I'm not sure. So okay, guys, I've got the knife here cleaned up to a 220 grit, and I've actually got it oiled down right now to you know, help get some of the residue from sanding off. It's actually pretty damn shiny as is, but I mean, this is only 220 out of 1,000, so I haven't decided whether I'm going to keep it at like this kind of matte finish or if I'm going to bring it all the way up to a mirror finish yet, but this is what I got so far. So the next part will be hardening and tempering the blade. During that time, I'm going to be burning the hole in the handle for the tang here, where heat the whole blade up, and with the tang nice and hot, I'll have pre-drilled a hole down the center of this, and then I just press the tang into the handle like that, and it burns it on there. That way it's got a nice snug fit. So I have to go ahead and shave this down into the handle. And oh, the other thing that I have to do still is make the bolster and the skull crusher for the handle here. And I don't know if I'm gonna run a die over this little rounded part of the tang while it's still soft, or if I should harden it first. I'm thinking I'm gonna do it while it's soft. So yeah, I guess that'll be it for part 2, and part 3 will be hardening, tempering, and working on the handle and stuff. So thanks for watching, guys.